At the dawn of each new day, the promise of divine restoration reveals itself in every detail of existence. When we feel that part of us has been lost, the light of dawn brings with it the certainty that we can rebuild our spirit. In the midst of uncertainty, faith becomes a beacon that guides our steps, inviting us to embrace inner transformation. The intervention of the divine is not merely a consolation, but a call to rebuild our essence with love and courage. Each challenge becomes an invitation to rediscovery, where pain gives way to lessons in resilience. Thus, in each sigh, we find the strength to start over, guided by a protection that surrounds us with tenderness. Restoration presents itself, then, as a continuous path of healing and evolution. When darkness seems to prolong its dominance, faith resurfaces like the sun that breaks through the clouds, revealing beauties hidden in imperfection. Each new day brings with it the promise of a vibrant new beginning, where suffering turns into learning. There is no loss that cannot be converted into rebirth. Obstacles become stepping stones on a journey of self-knowledge and overcoming. Gestures of love and care, sometimes silent, announce the presence of the divine in our lives, multiplying blessings in surprising ways. The spirit, strengthened by adversity, rediscovers its ability to flourish even in the most arid terrain. Thus, hope is constantly renewed, reminding us that each trial makes room for new light. It is in this movement of transforming chaos into order that the power of restoration lies. The divine acts in a subtle and grand manner, imprinting a touch of magic and transformation in every moment. Each prayer thrown into the wind carries with it the seed of a change that blossoms with the Creator's care. In calm or storm, the divine presence makes itself known through gestures of love and signs that strengthen our faith. Difficulties, previously seen as losses, turn out to be bridges to discover hidden strengths and the beauty that comes from overcoming. With each obstacle overcome, the soul is enriched with experiences that bring it closer to the essence of heavenly love. In this way, restoration not only heals, but illuminates the path to a full and meaningful life. The process of being reborn thus becomes a journey of discovery and gratitude. In moments of fragility, the sacred touch manifests itself with the softness of a hug, bringing comfort and guidance for the future. The integrity of the spirit is reaffirmed with each lesson learned, while divine protection is presented in subtle details, like the breeze that alleviates the heat of the storm. The journey towards restoration is made up of small steps: a look, a gesture, a prayer that turns into strength to overcome adversity. Blessings, often imperceptible, accumulate in everyday moments, proving that transformation is possible even in the most difficult times. Each tear shed becomes a sign of rebirth, a reminder that, after pain, there is always room for flourishing. Thus, the journey of faith reveals itself as a journey of self-knowledge and renewal, guided by a love that never runs out. This experience teaches us that true restoration is the result of the courage to reinvent oneself. The experience of being reborn under divine protection is a testimony to the resilience of the human spirit. Each challenge faced becomes an opportunity to rebuild one's life, as if the divine acted as a skilled architect of the soul. In each achievement, we realize that faith is a vital force, capable of converting pain into learning and loss into abundance. With each new day, the certainty of heavenly support is renewed, showing that nothing is actually lost. It just transforms and reinvents itself. This path of restoration invites us to value each moment, no matter how simple it may be, as part of a greater plan full of hope. By accepting the call for renewal, we discover that we are protagonists of a divine process of evolution that illuminates and enriches our existence. Thus, the fresh start becomes a celebration of life, marked by the grace and unconditional love of the Creator. In the heart of an ancient land, Job stands out as an example of faith and perseverance, even in the face of the greatest adversity. His trajectory was not only marked by achievements, but mainly by the challenges that shaped his soul. In the midst of his initial prosperity, destiny put him to the test, revealing his essence and demanding unparalleled courage. The loss of possessions, the pain of separation, and the physical and emotional trials revealed the depth of their faith, which, although weakened, was not broken. Each misadventure turned into an opportunity for him to reconnect his essence with the divine, seeking answers in prayer and meditation. Thus, with a firm gaze and a resilient heart, he demonstrated that true faith is strengthened in the darkest moments. Her story resonates as an invitation to reflect on the importance of maintaining hope even when everything seems lost. As his suffering intensified, Job faced pain that seemed unbearable, but which allowed him to discover an inner world of strength and self-knowledge. Her tears were not only of sadness, but also of a deep search for meaning, revealing the ability to transform crying into learning. Even when pain threatened to dominate his days, he persisted in questioning and understanding the reasons behind each ordeal. Friends and advice, although not always understood, were part of a scenario that pushed him to reinvent himself. In the midst of criticism and judgment, he learned to listen to the inner voice that guided him towards the truth. Each word of suffering was transformed into a silent lesson, demonstrating that human frailty can, in fact, be transmuted into an inexhaustible source of wisdom. This ability to find meaning in adversity remains an inspiring legacy for us all. At the crossroads of despair, Job found the opportunity for a profound transformation, where each challenge revealed itself as a mirror for the soul. His inner journey led him to question divine justice and the nature of suffering, opening space for a reflection that transcends time. In his anguish, he realized that true integrity lies not in the absence of pain, but in the ability to endure and grow through it. This experience of confronting his own vulnerability allowed him to discover hidden strengths and a faith that was renewed every day. Between the whispers of the wind and the silence of the long nights, the certainty emerged that, even if life falls apart, there is a greater order that repairs and teaches. Suffering, far from being a punishment, revealed itself as a silent master who shaped an unshakable character. Job's wisdom, then, becomes a beacon for those who seek to find light in the midst of darkness. When the climax of his ordeal seemed to herald the end, divine intervention carried with it the promise of rebirth and restoration. In a gesture that transcends human understanding, the Creator looked upon him with compassion, restoring not only his possessions, but also his dignity and hope. This moment of return to fullness was not a simple reward, but a deep recognition of the value of his journey. The transformation that followed was marked by a new perspective, the understanding that difficulties can be fertile ground for sowing a more authentic faith. The restoration did not erase the scars left by the trials, but converted them into marks of overcoming and learning. Each restored blessing was a reminder that even after the most intense storm, light always finds a way to manifest itself. Job's story, therefore, perpetuates itself as a testimony to the strength of the human spirit, capable of transmuting pain into a celebration of life. Along the journey of life, each challenge appears as an invitation to discover the strength that resides within us. In moments of trial, pain becomes a silent teacher, teaching us to cultivate genuine faith. Integrity, like a lighthouse, reaffirms itself with each obstacle faced, even when the journey seems to fall apart. In this process, fidelity to essential values becomes the anchor that keeps us firm, demonstrating that difficulties can bring out the best in us. In the midst of storms, hope turns on the light of new beginnings, reminding us that each tear can water the seed of new strength. Thus, the test of everyday life reveals not only human fragility, but also the ability to transcend adversity with courage and perseverance. Fidelity, therefore, emerges as an unbreakable link between the heart and the divine essence. When the shadows thicken, it is in the persistence of faith that we find the clarity to move forward. Each obstacle becomes a unique chapter in a book that narrates overcoming and personal evolution. The trust placed in a higher power reinforces the certainty that, even in the face of uncertainty, there is a greater plan guiding our steps. The transformation that emerges from adversity teaches that moments of pain can actually be stepping stones to achieving deeper inner peace. This journey of trial strengthens the soul, preparing us to celebrate each small victory with gratitude. Fidelity, in this context, is not limited to a promise, but a daily commitment to growth and self-transformation. This way, daily challenges stop being burdens and become opportunities for learning and resilience. In the winding curves of existence, loyalty to one's own essence reveals itself as an act of courage. Each difficulty is experienced intensely, allowing the being to reinvent itself based on the toughest lessons. The experience of trial shows that, by remaining faithful to our values, we can transform pain into fuel for overcoming. This inner fidelity is what allows us to look back with pride, recognizing the evolution that each adversity has provided. Even when the path becomes arduous and uncertain, trust in our principles illuminates the path, bringing encouragement and direction. Thus, moments of weakness become, paradoxically, proof of our ability to reinvent ourselves. Fidelity, in this scenario, is the force that transforms each stumble into a new opportunity for advancement. The constant confrontation with daily challenges drives us to seek inner renewal. Pain and adversity, far from being ends in themselves, open space for a deeper understanding of life and its mysteries. By recognizing the beauty in small gestures of resilience, we learn that each trial has the potential to reveal hidden talents and awaken dormant strengths. Fidelity to our ideals then becomes an exercise in constant renewal, where hope manifests itself in the persistence of the human spirit. This incessant search for balance and integrity strengthens us, transforming suffering into a bridge to self-knowledge. In each step taken firmly, faith is renewed and reminds us that true victory lies in persevering even in the face of the storm. Thus, fidelity stands as a testament to the ability to transform challenges into enriching experiences. By elevating the practice of faith, each act of devotion turns into a seed that blooms and multiplies, bringing with it the certainty that blessings are renewed every moment. Every word, every gesture, and every look connect, creating a network of hope that transcends the barriers of time and adversity. Sincere surrender to the mysteries of life strengthens the bonds that unite hearts, allowing faith to spread and be enriched with shared experiences. This communion is reflected in the multiplication of miracles, where personal transformation becomes a collective gift, inspiring new ways of living and loving. Thus, the power of devotion shows us that, together, we are capable of transforming every difficulty into an opportunity for growth and renewal. Faith, when lived in union, reveals its deepest essence, illuminating the paths and reviving the flame of hope. At the core of existence, purpose emerges as the compass that guides each decision and drives us to seek true growth. Amid everyday challenges, each experience becomes an opportunity for self-knowledge and transformation, where obstacles become steps towards a new level of personal fulfillment. The discovery of a greater purpose goes beyond material success. It reveals itself in the connection with our essence, awakening the desire to contribute to a more harmonious and fair world. By recognizing that each lesson, no matter how difficult, is part of a journey of evolution, we learn to value both the triumphs and the falls. This awareness encourages us to cultivate resilience and embrace the process of change, knowing that with each step we are shaping a more authentic and meaningful future. Thus, purpose becomes the guiding thread that unites our experiences, transforming challenges into invitations to grow and flourish. It is in the courage to reinvent yourself and in the commitment to your own development that we find the key to a full and inspiring life. Each new experience brings with it the chance to rethink and reaffirm our deepest values. In the midst of the incessant search for self-knowledge, we learn that personal growth is not a straight line, but a path full of ups and downs that strengthens us with each new beginning. The integration of diverse experiences, be they victory or lesson, makes up the unique tapestry of our history, giving life a meaning that transcends the immediate. By embracing changes with an open mind and a confident heart, we allow the true purpose to reveal itself, guiding our steps toward a more conscious existence aligned with our ideals. This process of discovery and constant evolution transforms us, inspiring not only our own journey, but also that of those who cross our path. In this way, personal growth becomes a daily commitment, full of small achievements that, when added together, reflect the grandeur of a life lived with intention and passion. With each challenge faced, the purpose is renewed and strengthened, encouraging us to go beyond self-imposed limits. It is in overcoming fears and accepting our vulnerabilities that the true potential for transformation is revealed. The path to self-development requires the courage to question the status quo and the willingness to learn from each mistake and success. In the midst of this process, faith in a better future is present, allowing us to see opportunities even in moments of uncertainty. By transforming adversity into life lessons, we cultivate the ability to grow in a consistent and inspiring way. This journey of purpose is not without challenges, but each obstacle overcome is a reminder of our power to reconfigure reality itself. Thus, personal growth becomes a continuous act of reinvention, where determination and the search for meaning intertwine to build a life of impact and fulfillment. Trust in a higher power is strengthened in the silence of a sincere prayer, where each word spoken transforms doubts into clarity. In moments of uncertainty, prayer presents itself as an intimate dialogue, opening the way for the heart to connect with the divine. This spiritual communication not only comforts, but also inspires the courage needed to face daily challenges. When we place our trust in that which transcends the visible. We discover that each supplication carries the seed of positive change. The experience of prayer, full of moments of reflection and surrender, reinforces the feeling that we are never alone on this journey. Thus, the practice of trusting and praying becomes a ritual of renewal, where the spirit is illuminated and hope is renewed with each new invocation. This intimate union between the being and the sacred strengthens our faith and guides us towards a future filled with serenity and purpose. When we elevate our thoughts through prayer, we open a channel of communication that transcends the barriers of everyday life. Each prayer, articulated with sincerity, works as a reminder that trust is not blind, but based on experiences of overcoming and love. In this process, moments of prayer become bridges that connect the human interior to a universe full of possibilities and healing. Faith, fueled by this spiritual exchange, becomes the basis for transforming despair into strength and uncertainty into conviction. The integrity that is reflected in each word of prayer reveals a genuine connection with the divine, capable of renewing hope even in the darkest hours. In this way, trust and prayer emerge as essential practices to rebuild our resilience and keep the flame of hope alive. In the depths of dialogue with the divine, we find the courage to open our hearts and share our concerns. Prayer then becomes a space of vulnerability and honesty, where every feeling is welcomed with love. This intimate exchange not only strengthens the spiritual connection, but also propels us to act with more compassion and clarity. The trust placed in each word whispered in prayer reinforces the belief that, through sincere dedication, we can transform our difficulties into moments of learning and growth. In each moment of prayer, we realize that faith is renewed and that divine support manifests itself in unexpected ways, bringing relief and inspiration. In this way, the constant practice of trusting and praying shapes our journey, converting challenges into opportunities for a fuller and more enlightened life. In the midst of daily struggles, stories of overcoming are presented as lights that illuminate the path of those who are still looking for the strength to start over. Each story told is a living testimony that, even in the most intense adversity, faith can transform pain into victory. By sharing their experiences, those who have faced profound challenges inspire others to believe that the impossible can be overcome. This exchange of experiences creates a network of hope, where each story strengthens the conviction that blessings multiply and miracles are present, even when everything seems lost. Thus, the testimony of hope transcends the mere personal narrative, becoming a collective anthem of resilience and love. Every victory, no matter how small, resonates as proof that light can emerge from the darkest moments. This sharing of experiences is, therefore, an invitation to transformation, encouraging us to embrace our own journey with courage and gratitude. When listening to stories of overcoming, we are invited to see beyond the difficulties, recognizing in them the beginning of a new cycle of rebirth. The stories not only motivate us, but also highlight the importance of keeping faith even in the face of intense losses and pain. Each narrative reveals the beauty of struggle that, when lived with integrity and courage, becomes an inspiring legacy for future generations. As we witness the human capacity to transform suffering into learning, we are reminded that hope is a flame that never goes out. The divine, in its infinite wisdom, manifests itself in each person's trajectory, showing that victory is the result of persistence, faith, and unconditional love. In this way, the testimonies intertwine, creating a tapestry of lives marked by overcoming and by the unshakable belief in the possibility of new beginnings. Each story, with its nuances of pain and triumph, strengthens the idea that, even in the midst of the storm, the sun always returns to warm the heart. Each story of overcoming is, in itself, living proof that the path to hope is paved with resilience and love. Stories of pain transformed into achievements serve as reminders that, even after the darkest moments, it is possible to glimpse the light of rebirth. By allowing our experiences to be heard and valued, we contribute to a legacy of courage and inspiration that spans barriers and generations. This chain of testimonies strengthens the belief that each battle, no matter how hard it may be, carries within it the potential to create new opportunities and strengthen faith. In this way, the testimony of hope and victory not only illuminates the present, but sows the foundations for a future where overcoming becomes a path accessible to everyone. Each story, when shared, reaffirms the ability of human beings to transform their reality through love, faith, and the tireless search for a better tomorrow. The spiritual journey finds, in each being, the strength of a community that comes together in the search for transformation. When hearts connect, challenges stop being isolated obstacles and become bridges that bring together souls thirsty for renewal. Through meetings and sharing, we discover that faith multiplies in communion, making union an inexhaustible source of energy and inspiration. Every gesture of solidarity and every word of encouragement contributes to an environment where hope flourishes and love is present. This dynamic interaction strengthens the spirit, demonstrating that individual transformation is enhanced when it becomes a collective movement. At each meeting, the flame of transformation is renewed, illuminating the paths and inspiring everyone to live with more integrity and passion. When engaging with others, we realize that true strength lies in the ability to embrace and learn from shared experiences. Stories of overcoming and testimonies of faith reinforce the idea that, together, we are stronger to face life's challenges. This interaction creates a support network where each achievement is celebrated and each difficulty is shared, relieving the weight of the darkest moments. Communion, therefore, is not limited to a simple meeting, but expands into bonds that support the journey towards a better future. By joining forces, we transform the individual into the collective, elevating the message of hope to levels that transcend personal experience. Thus, shared energy becomes the foundation for a new reality, where transformation takes place in each sincere encounter. The community, strengthened by this union, reveals the power of a faith that is renewed and multiplied with each sharing. Each story told within this network of communion becomes a source of inspiration for those looking to start over. The exchange of experiences builds a mural of experiences that highlights the beauty of diversity and the strength that resides in a union of purposes. By listening to others' stories, we learn to value our own journeys, realizing that the challenges faced are points of convergence of a unique and shared trajectory. This enriching exchange creates an environment of mutual learning, where the growth of each individual contributes to the strengthening of the entire community. Faith, when lived in communion, expands its reach and becomes a link capable of uniting the most diverse paths. In this way, every word and every gesture contributes to building a network of love and transformation. Thus, the power of unity reveals that true change happens when we allow ourselves to be part of something bigger than ourselves. In coexistence with other seekers of light, we discover that challenges become lighter and achievements become more significant. Communion allows the shine of each victory to intensify, making each person's journey become a collective legacy. By sharing moments of pain and overcoming, we build a narrative of resilience that inspires and guides those who are still searching for renewal. This support network makes it possible for difficulties to be faced with more courage, as the certainty of not being alone transforms fear into confidence. The genuine connection between community members reveals that love and faith are forces capable of transforming reality. Thus, communion is established as an essential pillar in the construction of a path full of hope and achievements. Each meeting reinforces the certainty that, together, we can transform the world around us. Finally, communion and transformation go hand in hand, showing that true evolution occurs when we share our dreams, challenges, and victories. The integration of each experience strengthens the collective spirit, showing that individual transformation is enhanced by the union of purposes. This synergy creates a vibrant environment where the energy of faith propagates and inspires new journeys of self-knowledge and renewal. With each conversation, each hug, and each word of encouragement, the community reaffirms its commitment to a brighter future full of possibilities. In this way, communion becomes the foundation of a transformation that goes beyond the personal, reaching and touching the lives of everyone who is willing to walk together. In a world in constant change, the union of hearts presents itself as the answer to challenges, revealing the unshakable power of collective love and shared faith. Throughout this itinerary, the paths of restoration, faith, and personal transformation were explored in 10 inspiring moments that invite reflection and the search for a full and conscious life. Each part presented a facet of the spiritual journey, highlighting the importance of communion, overcoming, and unity in building a future full of hope and light. If you felt touched by these messages and want to continue receiving content that inspires and transforms, connect with us. Subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and be part of this community that grows every day. Together, we can walk a path of faith, love, and renewal, celebrating each achievement and transforming challenges into opportunities for a new beginning. Thank you very much for following this journey. May the light of transformation always illuminate your path.